Hello friends, how are you? This is your YouTube teacher Umesh Rangane. Today we are in the second part of chapter resources and development. So already in the first part we have discussed about the definition of resources, or we have discussed about the meaning of resources, what are resources and what is resource. So to start next topic, it is quite important for us to revise the previous topic. So everything available in our environment which can be used to satisfy our needs provided, and then three conditions are there. It is technologically accessible, economically feasible and culturally acceptable. So today in short we will see the definition. Everything available in our environment, whatever things we have or whatever things we are using, all the things are available in our environment. So that's why in the definition it is given everything available in our environment, what which can be used to satisfy our needs, which can be used to satisfy our needs, and again it is given provided. So all the things are provided. Where these things are provided? These things are provided in our environment. Then three conditions. It is technologically accessible. So first condition is given, those things are that thing must be technologically accessible. The first condition is given here, technologically accessible, or that thing should be technologically usable. Those things should technologically accessible, or those things can be usable. If we are unable to access them, if we are unable to use them, then such things we can't say these are resource, because out of three conditions, the first condition is those things should be technologically accessible. Then second condition is given here, economically feasible. Economically feasible. Those things should be economically affordable. These things should be economically affordable. And last and next condition is given, it is condition number 3, and it is culturally acceptable. Culturally acceptable means those things should be acceptable, are accepted by the society or by the culture. So if anything or any object or any material used to fulfill these three conditions are technologically accessible, economically feasible and culturally acceptable, then such things are known as resources, are termed as resources. So this is the definition of resources. Each and everything I try to explain in detail in the video number 1. Then suppose after reading this definition, if still you are unable to memorize this definition, then no need to worry. I am here to help you. Second definition, suppose all the things you are unable to remember, आपको याद नहीं हो रहा है, समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, then again बिल्कुल इजी तरीके से we can write definition in different way. So let start to give alternate definition for this definition. This definition is given in the NCERT book, and it is at the beginning of the chapter resources and development. Suppose you are unable to learn or to memorize this definition, then in another way, simple definition we can write in our board exam, and it will be all elements which can be used to satisfy human needs. Human needs are called resources are called resources. So instead of this definition, you may write in the exam. Suppose the question is given, what is a resource or what are resources, and you are unable to learn this definition, then simple definition or alternate definition is here for you. You may write all elements. Elements means objects. Elements means objects. Elements means objects are simply we can say things. Things, things. Or we can say materials. So all elements are all objects are all things are all materials. You may use any one word from these four. All elements are objects are things are material. You may use any one word in this definition. So all elements, which elements? All elements. All means all. Whatever you can see at your home or surrounding in the surrounding in our area or in the environment, whatever things you can see, all those elements which can be used for what? To satisfy human needs. So whatever things we are doing, there most of the things we are doing for ourselves. So those things which can be used to satisfy human needs are called resources. Or in the place of are called resources, you may mention are known as resources. Resources. Or again, you can write in the place of are called resources, or if it is not possible are known as resources, then you may mention or you may write here human needs are termed as resources. So in this way, simple definition you may write in the exam, and definitely you will get good marks in your exam. So second definition also you can write in the exam. Then one triangular diagram is given in the NCERT textbook like this. One triangular diagram is here. At the center of the diagram, human being is also here. Three arrows are here. At the upper right, it is mentioned physical environment, and we can say nature. Physical environment means nature. Here it is given technology, and in this side it is given institutions. And at the bottom of this triangular diagram, it is given, what is given? Interdependence relationship between physical environment, technology and institution. So what is the meaning of this definition? What is the meaning of this diagram which is given in the NCERT textbook to explain all the things in detail. So the meaning is human being interact. Who is in the center of this diagram? Human being. So but human being interact with nature. Human being interact with nature, or human being interact with physical environment. What I said? Human being interact with nature or physical environment through what? Through technology. So human being interact with nature through technology and create institutions. So all these things are being done by the human being. So human being interact with nature, then through technology and create institutions. But why? Why such things are happen, or what is the need to interact, to interact, to interact, to interact, what to interact with nature through technology, and what is the need to, what is the need to create institution. So the main purpose is, main उद्देश्य है, the main purpose is to accelerate, the main purpose is to accelerate, to accelerate, what to accelerate, to accelerate economic, sorry, economic development, to economic development. So all these things, all three things are done by the human being. For why? For what? For what? For the accelerate of economic development. Then maybe one question may arise in your mind, sir, what is the meaning of accelerate? Accelerate, maybe you are fond of driving two-wheeler or four-wheeler. Suppose you two friends are going by car, and suppose you are far behind from your friend and you wanted to catch him. What you are doing? Accelerator बढ़ाते हो. You press the accelerator. You press the accelerator. जब आप अपने दोस्त से पीछे रह जाते हो, आपको उसे पकड़ना है, if you wanted to catch him, आपको उसके पास में जाना है, उसके साथ में जाना है, क्योंकि आगे निकल चुका है. So what you are doing? You press the accelerator. आप अपनी गाड़ी का एक्सीलरेटर बढ़ाते हो. So accelerate करना मीन्स क्या होता है? Accelerate means speed up. Accelerate means speed up. So why all this are being done by the human being? The human being interact with nature through technology and create institution. Why? Only to accelerate the economic development. Only to accelerate the economic development. So one thing is quite clear here after the definition. And what is the thing? What thing is clear? Human being is at the center point of the development process. So one thing is here, if the function of human being is not done on material, till the material can't be converted in resource. The material, until the function or the work is not being done on the material, if it is unable to convert in resource. So here is the main role of human being. But most of the time, we are saying that most of the people or most of the persons are thinking that these resources are free gift of nature. Do you think like this? All the resources are free gift of nature? आपको ऐसा क्या लगता है कि सारी जो रिसोर्सेज जो है ये हमें नेचर ने गिफ्ट में दिया है? एब्सोल्युटली नॉट. बिल्कुल ही नेचर ने हमें फ्री में नहीं दिया है. अब अगर all the things are not free gift of nature, then what are these? The question may arise, सर अगर ये सभी रिसोर्सेज हमारे नेचर का फ्री गिफ्ट नहीं है तो ये क्या है? If the resources are not free gift of nature, then what are these? So the resources are function of human being. The resources are function of human activities. So we can give the reason. What? Resources are function of human activities. The resources are function of human activities. Then the next topic is classification of resources. So up till this point, have you understand? प्लीज कमेंट्स में अगर आपको कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है कि नेक्स्ट वीडियो में हम उसको कवर करने का प्रयास करेंगे, कोशिश करेंगे. वी विल ट्राई टू कवर ऑल द थिंग्स वेयर यू आर फेसिंग एनी प्रॉब्लम, एनी काइंड ऑफ प्रॉब्लम. सो और नेक्स्ट टॉपिक वी विल स्टार्ट इन द फॉर्म ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ रिसोर्सेज. द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज classification of resources. So in the textbook also, NCERT textbook also, there is given one tree diagram. Or flow chart is given. The resources can be classified in main two categories. The resources can be classified mainly in two categories. The first category is natural resources. The first category is natural resources, and the second category is human resources. The human resources are also known as right man-made resources. And again these human resources are also known as artificial resources. So mainly resources can be classified in two main categories. The first is natural resources and second is human resources. So what are natural resources? The resources which are available in nature by their own. The resources which are available in the nature by their own, and the resources which are naturally provided. For example, you may comment some examples. In examples of natural resources, yes, right? माउंटेन्स. सभी लोग जाते हैं क्या मिट्टी जमा करने? नो. These are formed by natural process. That's why mountain, it will conclude in the category of natural resource. Second, any resource, example of natural resource, right? Rivers. Very good. Rivers. Again, water is also natural resource. Again, air. So whatever examples of natural resource are coming in your mind, you may comment what are natural resources. Then human resources. The resources which are made up by the function of human activities. जिन रिसोर्सेज को भी आदमी ने अपने एक्टिविटीज के द्वारा किया गया है, डेवलप किया है. ऑल दिस रिसोर्सेज कैन बी classified in this category, human category or man-made category or the artificial category. So some examples of human resources. So many examples are there, like whiteboard, marker, fan, your bicycle, your car. So many things are there. So if more examples are coming in your mind, या जल्दी कमेंट बॉक्स में लिख दीजिए. So classification of resources, we are saying we are looking natural resources and human resources. Generally, resources can be classified in main two categories: natural resource and human resources. Then again, natural resource again can be categorized in or in subcategorized. It should be renewable, and second, non-renewable. So, what are renewable resources? The definition is simple and the meaning is given in the word also. What are renewable resources, or what is renewable resource? The resources which can be used again and again. The resources which can be used again and again are called renewable resources. Then non-renewable, just opposite of renewable resources. Though non-renewable resources, the resources which cannot be used again and again. The resources which cannot be used again and again are called non-renewable resources. Then again, renewable resources also can be divided in two different categories. The first is continuous. Or it is called flow also. The first is continuous or flow. For example, suppose we are taking the example of wind, water. These are coming in this category, continuous or flow. Then second is biological resources. The second is biological resources. So renewable resources can be again subdivided in two categories. First is continuous or flow, and second is biological resources. Again, biological resources can be subdivided in two parts. Again, biological resources can be subdivided in two parts. First is natural vegetation. The first is natural vegetation. Natural vegetation, like the most familiar example is, for example, forest are the example of natural vegetation, and natural vegetation comes under the category of biological resources. Then second subdivision of biological resources, it is wildlife. Whatever animals or whatever life is seen in the forest, whatever life is seen in the forest, wildlife, like fox, tiger, whatever. So again, any more examples are coming in your mind? Kindly comments me. comments कर दो. Wildlife के कुछ examples. Yes, good. Deer, right? कौन सा deer? Good. हिरन वाला deer. So deer is also the example of wildlife. So natural resources can be classified in two subcategories: renewable, non-renewable. Again, renewable can be subcategorized in two categories: continuous or flow, and second, biological resources. Biological resources can be subcategorized in two categories: natural vegetation, the example is forest, and second is wildlife. Then we will see non-renewable resources. We are looking the first part, first main type of resource. It is natural resource. So the resources, the branch of natural resource can be subcategorized in this way. Means natural resource are subcategorized in renewable, non-renewable. Renewable again subcategorized in continuous or flow. Biological resources, again biological resources can subcategorize in natural vegetation or wildlife. Then non-renewable resources are also can be subdivided or subcategorized in two categories. It is recyclable. It is recyclable. Recyclable resources. The example is given in the textbook. It is metal. Metal are metals. So metals are the examples of recyclable resources. And second non-renewable resource can be subdivided in the category of non-recyclable. Non-recyclable. So non-recyclable, the example of non-recyclable resource, we can say fossil fuels. So this is the classification of natural resources. If we are talking about the human resource or man-made resource or artificial resource, these resources can be subcategorized in two parts. The first is structures, or it is called institutions. Human or man-made or artificial resource can be subcategorized in structures and institution. And second is quality and quantity. So this is the flowchart of resources. This is the classification of resources, or you may say these are the types of resources. So is this clear? सब क्लियर हो गया फ्लोचार्ट? कमेंट्स करके बताइए, यस नो। सर हिंदी ज्यादा हो रहा है, इंग्लिश ज्यादा हो रहा है, गुड। सो द फ्लोचार्ट, a tree diagram is given in the NCERT textbook. अगर नहीं होगा so you can take the screenshot of this topic also. ये लीजिए screenshot, 2 मिनट के लिए हट जाता हूँ। Good. So moving to the next topic. Again, classification of resources is given in different way. Classification of resources is given in different way. Classification of resources are we can say types of resources. Classification are types of resources. So again, these resources can be classified in the different ways. अलग-अलग मेथड से भी हम क्या कर सकते हैं इसको क्लासीफाई कर सकते हैं. So before starting this topic, let's take one example. Suppose you are in the class. You are in the classroom. Suppose you are in the classroom. So who are in the classroom? And if we wanted to classify your class in different kinds or in different parts, so what are the method to classify your class? Suppose so many sections are there, then 10th A star, 10th A1, 10th A2. Nowadays these classes are classified instead of A, B, C, D. Some different names are given like 10th Kaveri, 10th Ganga, 10th Krishna, 10th Godavari, like this. There is a classification of your class, because if more than one sections are there in our class, and if we wanted to point out in one section, then definitely हमें ये बोलना पड़ेगा जब 10th A स्टार के बच्चों को बुला कर लेकर आओ, right? So again now we are taking the particular class of class 10 where you are studying. बिल्कुल आपकी क्लास का एग्जांपल ले लेते हैं. So your class also we can divide in two categories. First is as per क्या, as per gender. क्या करेंगे as per gender? Boys गर्ल्स, अगर होगा तो ट्रांसजेंडर, है ना. सो एज पर जेंडर वी कैन क्लासिफाई योर क्लास इन बॉयज, गर्ल्स एंड ट्रांसजेंडर, राइट. सो ये कौन से बेसिस पर हो गया? ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ जेंडर. चलो इस क्लास के बॉयज इधर आ जाइए, इस क्लास के गर्ल्स इधर आ जाइए. सो ये हो गया ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ जेंडर. Suppose our teacher wanted to pick up one team for inter-school debate competition. Suppose our teacher wanted to pick up one group from your class for the debate competition. So what our teacher will do? क्या करेगा टीचर? आप अगर टीचर रहते तो क्या करते? राइट, हम क्या करते कि अपनी क्लास के सबसे ज्यादा टॉकेटिव बच्चे का सिलेक्शन करते. हाँ भाई, डिबेट कंपटीशन के लिए क्या करेगा ये बच्चा compete करेगा और हमारे लिए ट्रॉफी लेकर आएगा, है ना. सो अगर बात होती है डिबेट कंपटीशन की तो हम क्या करेंगे? वी विल सिलेक्ट द मोस्ट टॉकेटिव स्टूडेंट्स, जो बहुत बोलता है, जो बहुत बातों में है, मगर पैसा पॉइंट. सपोज any guest are coming in our school, हमारे स्कूल में अगर कोई गेस्ट आ रहे, then as a teacher to whom I will select. कोई गेस्ट आ रहे हैं, उन्हें हमें वेलकम करना है, तो क्या बोलते हैं उसको, चंदन वंदन लगाना है, फूलों की थोड़ी सी बारिश करना है, वेलकम सर अगर करना है. सो व्हाट वी विल डू, हम क्या करेंगे? मोस्ट ब्यूटीफुल और हैंडसम बच्चों का सिलेक्शन करेंगे, क्योंकि वेलकम करने के लिए कैसे लड़के चाहिए? गुड लुकिंग चाहिए, राइट. मोस्ट गुड लुकिंग स्टूडेंट्स वी विल सिलेक्ट फॉर द वेलकम ऑफ गेस्ट. सो ये अगर होता है. हाँ, और एक एग्जांपल ले लेता हूँ. सपोज यू आर वीक इन स्टडी, बट you are more healthy, you are sportsman. और मान लेते your teacher wanted to pick one कबड्डी टीम. क्या होगा? सबसे तगड़े बच्चे का सिलेक्शन होगा, भले ही मार्क्स उसको कितने आते भी आते हो, राइट. सो अलग अलग पर्पस के लिए we can divide our class as per our purpose. So same thing, resources also उनके अलग अलग कैटेगरीज के हिसाब से क्या कर सकते हैं? we may divide them. So classification of resources, we will see the first classification of resources we can do on the basis of origin. The first classification of resource we can do on the basis of origin. So on the basis of origin, the resources can be subdivided or subcategorized in two categories. First is biotic. Now the question is, what is biotic? So those elements are those things which obtained from biosphere, and having life, are called biotic resources. For example, यानी जिनमें भी जान रहती है, जिनमें भी जान होती है, उनको सभी को क्या बोलेंगे? We may call them biotic resources. So एग्जाम्पल अगर देखेंगे, जान किस में होती है? बिल्कुल पहला, सबसे पहले तो हम फॉर एग्जाम्पल ह्यूमन बीइंग, अगेन फ्लोरा, फौना भी बोल दो सर, है ना, और फिशरीज वगैरह भी दिया हुआ है आपके बुक में, और हाँ सर हमारे घर की कैट, हमारे घर का डॉग, सर उसे क्यों भूल रहे, और काऊ, और बफेलो, और डोंकी, मंकी, एलिफेंट. So all these things are come in livestock. So these are the examples of biotic resources. So biotic resources means those resources which obtained from biosphere and having life are called biotic resources. Second is abiotic. Abiotic resources. Abiotic resources means all elements which are composed of non-living things. All resources which are composed of non-living things. So all the materials are, all the objects are, all the elements which are non-living things. जितने भी non-living thing हैं वो सब काय में आएंगे? abiotic resources में आएंगे. For example जिनमें जान नहीं होती, पत्थर पानी है, रॉक, और बहुत सारी चीजें हो सकती है. एक एग्जांपल आप कमेंट्स बॉक्स में दे दीजिए. डू द कमेंट्स, दे दीजिए भाई. हाँ बिल्कुल, क्या बोले? अच्छा, मेटल्स, हाँ मेटल्स, ठीक है. सो इज दिस क्लियर? ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ origin, the resources can be subdivided in two categories. First is biotic resources. Biotic resources mean the resources which obtained from biosphere and having life. Abiotic, the resources which are composed of non-living things, उसको क्या बोलेंगे? Abiotic resources. यार बोर्ड में स्पेस कम हो रहा है. I must have to erase some points. Still I am trying to note here main points. Second, so first classification of resources we done on the basis of origin. Now second classification we can do on the basis of exhaustibility. On the basis of exhaustibility. On the basis of exhaustibility. Exhaustibility means whether the resource exhausts after use or not. यूज करने के बाद वो एग्जॉस्ट हो जाता है क्या, खत्म हो जाता है क्या, डिस्ट्रॉय हो जाता है क्या, नष्ट हो जाता है क्या, whether it is and after the use. This is the second way. Second way of what? To classify the resources. Second way for what? To classify the resources. So in different method we can classify our resources on the basis of exhaustibility. Suppose अगर मान लेते, suppose after use अगर वो exhaust नहीं हो रहा है तो क्या होगा? फिर exhaust नहीं हो रहा है तो और यूज करेंगे, then such resource can be named as renewable resource. Such resource can be named as renewable resource. Suppose I am telling to make or to frame definition of renovation. So what will be the definition of renewable resources? क्या होगा? What will be the definition of renewable resources? The resources which can be used again and again. What I said? The resources which can be used again and again are called renewable resources. Is it clear? What I said? The resources which can be used again and again, जिसका बार बार यूज कर सकते हैं. All the resources are renewable resources. Now we will see some examples of renewable resources जिसका बार बार यूज कर सकते हैं. कौन आएगा? हाँ, सोलर एनर्जी और हाँ विंड एनर्जी, राइट. अगेन फॉरेस्ट, ठीक है. अगेन if some more examples are coming in your mind, kindly do the comments करके बताइए. So it will more usable for me whether you are getting this topic or not. Forest, हाँ, और whether we can include the water. Can we include in this category? Yes or no? Can you do the comment? Whether water will come in the category of renewable resources? Yes, definitely this is the example of renewable resource. Why? Because with the help of water cycle, we can get the water repeatedly. With the help of water cycle, water can get repeatedly. मतलब water भी आ जाएगा, चलो ठीक है. और wildlife is also given. Where it is given? It is given in the textbook. You can check the textbook. चलो ठीक है. So definition of renewable resources बोल तो नहीं गए? नहीं तो बोलिए. The resources which can be used again and again are called renewable resources. Second, again we can classify on the basis of exhaustivity non-renewable. What will be definition of non-renewable resources? Just reverse the definition of renewable resource. What was the definition of renewable resource? The resources which can be used again and again are called renewable resource. Same definition, same वहीं पर लिख देना. क्या? Do smart work. The resources which cannot be used again and again. The resources which cannot be used again and again are called non-renewable resources. अब non-renewable resources में क्या आएगा? ऐसा फिर से बेटर. फॉसिल फ्यूल्स, पेट्रोल, फॉसिल फ्यूल, डीजल, है ना. एक बार अगर यूज कर लिया, देयर इज नो चांस टू यूज देम नेक्स्ट टाइम. सो नॉन रिन्यूएबल रिसोर्सेज, द रिसोर्सेज which cannot be used again and again are called non-renewable resources. So these two subtypes are there on the basis of exhaustibility. Now third classification we can do on the basis of ऑनरशिप, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ ऑनरशिप, ऑनरशिप, ऑनरशिप मालक कौन है, उसका मालक कौन है, उस रिसोर्सेस का मालक कौन है, ऑनर कौन है, उसको किसने ऑन किया हुआ है। सो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ ऑनरशिप उसका मालक कौन है। सो सपोज दिस मार्कर आपका है बेटा, सो दिस मार्कर बिलोंग्स टू मी, दिस मार्कर बिलोंग्स टू मी, तो ये क्या हो जाएगा, मेरा मार्कर हो जाएगा, मेरा मार्कर हो जाएगा, मींस क्या हो जाएगा। सो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ ऑनरशिप वी कैन क्लासिफाई द रिसोर्सेज इन 4 सब कैटेगरीज, in how many categories, 4 sub categories, in how many categories, 4 sub categories. Suppose I am the owner of that resource, then it is individual resource. What is it? It is individual resource. For example, your pen, your notebook, your textbook, your personal mobile, it is also individual resource, your bicycle. So these are the examples of individual resources. So individual resource, what will be the definition? The resources which belongs to any specific individual, it is called, or any specific person is called individual resources. जो रिसोर्स किसी पर्टिकुलर व्यक्ति के होते हैं उन्हें हम क्या बोलते हैं, इंडिविजुअल रिसोर्स बोलते हैं। एग्जांपल्स बताइए, बहुत सारे एग्जांपल्स है, मेरा पेन, मेरा इरेजर, मेरा ये, मेरा वो, चलो ठीक। नेक्स्ट, सपोज पूरे मोहल्ले का मिलकर क्या है, उसकी ऑनरशिप है। फॉर एग्जांपल प्लेइंग गार्डन ऑफ योर सोसाइटी, हु इज द ओनर ऑफ दैट गार्डन, पूरी सोसाइटी, हु इज द ओनर ऑफ दिस गार्डन, पूरी सोसाइटी। सो ऐसा रिसोर्स जिस पर पूरा सोसाइटी का क्या होता है, पूरा सोसाइटी का क्या होता है, ऑनरशिप होता है। Such resources will come in this category and that's why it is called as community resources. For example, your society garden, society का playground. So these are the example of community resource. Suppose so many examples are there for community resources. Kindly comments in the comments box. Third is, suppose whole country is the owner of any resource. Suppose whole country is owner of that resource, then it is known as national resources. The resources on whom there is a ownership of whole country, जिस पर पूरा इसका पूरे देश का क्या बोलेंगे उसको अधिकार है, राइट। सो such resources are called national resources. अब national resources, हाँ बताइए, national resources, हाँ ट्रेन्स, हाँ और जिस पर सभी का पूरे कंट्री का क्या है, अधिकार है। नेशनल रिसोर्सेज, ट्रेन्स, हार्बर, बिल्कुल, एरोड्रम्स, बिल्कुल सही। डू द कमेंट्स। अब क्या करेंगे कि नेशनल रिसोर्सेज में वन मोर थिंग इज एडेड इन द एनसीईआरटी टेक्स्ट बुक एंड इट इज गिवन, अंदर का जो इंटीरियर पार्ट्स है, लैंड पोर्शन है, डेफिनेटली इट विल कम इन द कैटेगरी ऑफ नेशनल रिसोर्सेज। मगर सपोज व्हेन we are talking about the ओशियनिक एरिया, सीज और ओशियन का एरिया के बारे में बात अगर करते हैं तो क्या होता है, अप टिल द 12 नॉटिकल माइल, up till the 12 nautical miles, up till the 12 nautical miles area comes under the category of national resource. अब आप बोलोगे कि सर ये नॉटिकल माइल क्या होता है ना? What is nautical mile? This is one of the measure who is usable to कैलकुलेट डिस्टेंस काउंट करने का क्या है, मेजर है. अब सर ये होता कैसा है, तो 1 नॉटिकल माइल का मेजर कितना होता है, 1.6 किलोमीटर. सो सपोज यू विल मल्टीप्लाई 12 into 1.6. तो आपको अगर इफ you are interested to calculate in kilometer, so it will convert in kilometer also. So 1 nautical mile is equal to 1.6 kilometer. And next and last subtype of the resources which is given on the basis of ownership. It is international resource. It is international resources. So international resources, the resources which belongs to whole country, the resources which belongs to whole country are called international resources. Again, if we will talk about the oceanic area beyond 200 nautical mile, it comes under the ownership of all the countries. पूरे दुनिया की हो जाता है कब, अगर वो एरिया 200 नॉटिकल माइल से क्या हो दूर का हो, तब इट डू नॉट बिलोंग्स टू एनी पर्टिकुलर कंट्री. ऊपर सभी कंट्रीज का क्या होता है, ऑनरशिप होता है. सो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ ऑनरशिप और रिसोर्सेज कैन बी सब क्लासिफाइड और सब डिवाइड इन 4 कैटेगरीज: individual resources, community resources, national resources and international resources. Then next and last category is given, and it is on the basis of status of development. So what is the status of development of that resource? So again, on the basis of status of development, the resources can be subdivided in 4 categories. First, it is potential resources. First, on the basis of status of development, potential resources. Then, what is potential resources? Potential means ability. So, what will be the definition of potential resources? The resources which having the potential to fulfill human needs, but due to some reason it is not being used fully. Is called potential resources. For example, wind resource, wind energy. We can get wind energy from wind, but still whether it is used everywhere, नहीं, हर तरफ उसका यूज नहीं होता. और हम बात करेंगे सोलर एनर्जी. So this wind and solar energy is ample in specially where Rajasthan and Gujarat. Rajasthan and Gujarat. So wind energy, solar energy. So in the state of Rajasthan and Gujarat, wind and solar energy is available, but still fully it is not used. That's why these resources will come under the category of potential resources. So potential resources means the resources having the potential to fulfill our needs, but still their fully use has not been started. So such things, such resources will come under the category of potential resources. So potential means ability. Second subcategory of resources on the basis of what? On the basis of status of development. It is developed resources. Developed resources means already the use of that resource has been started. फुल्ली, जिनका पूरी तरीके से यूज भी हमने क्या कर दिया है, स्टार्ट कर दिया है. फॉर एग्जांपल सो मेनी ड्रिलिंग मशीन्स, बोरवेल्स, so that machines we are using fully. So such resources, that those machines will come under the category of developed resources. Third category, sorry, this should be B. Third category on the basis of status of development, it is reserve resources. Reserve resource, in the textbook it is given on the I think it is given on the place of fourth. Before reserve there is stock resources. So what are stock resources? The resources having potential to fulfill our need, but still due to lack of technology their use is not started. Has not been started. The resource having the capability to fulfill all need, but their use has not been started. For example, पानी, क्या लेंगे? पानी पीना नहीं है, पानी बोल रहा हूँ मैं. So suppose we are taking the example of पानी. Example of water. क्या होता है? What is in the water? H2O. So can we separate hydrogen and oxygen from water? Can we separate? No. Still the technology which is capable to separate hydrogen and oxygen from water is not developed. So such resources are included in stock resources. And D and last is reserve resources. So what are reserve resources? The meaning of reserve resources is like stock resource. This is the, or we can say this is the subset of stock. Why? Because here we know the technology, but still its use has not been started. For example, hydroelectric power stations. We know how to convert electricity from flowing water, but still it has not been fully used. So in this way we may classify our resources. So now at last we will revise our resources. So classification or types of resources are given here. So first is given on the basis of origin. What are the subtypes of on resources on the basis of origin? Like Right? First is biotic and second abiotic. Then on the basis of ownership, on the basis of ownership, on the basis of origin, then on the basis of exhaustibility, on the basis of exhaustibility, renewable and non-renewable. Then on the basis of energy, the resources can be classified in four categories. First is individual resources, community resources, then national resources, and last international resources. Then on the basis of status of development, again potential resources, developed resources, stock resources, and reserve resources. So in this way, we may classify. I am going to erase all these things. If you are interested, you may take the screenshot also. So in this way, we can classify our resources. Now in next we will move to our main topic, and it is development of resources. Now next topic we will start development of resources.